Hello. It is the second monthly update. It's March, the final day of March 2022. And it's time to talk about things such as what I've been doing and what I will be doing and what films I've watched and what musics I've listened to and what things have been going on in the newsly doodle. Now, before we start, I will just make a very quick comment on what happened at the Oscars. I didn't watch it, and I only found out it was even happening for the reason everyone else found out it was happening. Just 5 words. Will hits like a girl. That's the end of it. So, we'll start out with things I've done this month. The main thing, which is the first link in the description, I think, unless I've changed the description since that. Yep, first link in the description is I've done another episode of Film Talk, episode 3 Film Talk, in which I talk about the 1922 and 1979 versions of Nosferatu, directed by F.W. Murnau and Werner Herzog. What the word? Can't remember the word. I had it in my head and I said don't forget it by the end of the sentence. I forgot the word. Respectively. Directed by F.W. Murnau and Werner Herzog, respectively. That's the word. So that's that. That's all I've really done this week. Not much has... This month, sorry, Jesus. Not much has actually happened in the world, actually. There hasn't been much news. Of course, that happened at the Oscars, but that was nothing, really. Nothing important has happened. So I don't really have anything else to talk about. So I guess we'll start with what I'll be doing next month. Oh yeah, and I've done some paintings, and I silly myself. I've only done 2 paintings, actually. I think I've done another one, but I didn't. So this one was the first one that I did this month. Or I finished it this month, at least. I started it on the... which started on the 25th of the February, which is the same day I did the massacre, and I finished it on the 8th March. 8th of March. And this is it. It's called Sitting in a Drain Pipe. Don't really have much else to say about it. But I quite like it. It's probably my favourite one I've done recently. Favourite one I've done this year, definitely. And then next one on the 8th, Evan and Elle, which is of course a it's a what's the word? Homophone. It's a homophone because it sounds the same as heaven and hell. Heaven and hell, Evan and Elle, Evan and Elle, heaven and hell. You get it? So it's a homophone, and this is really one of the first figurative paintings I've done, because it actually depicts stuff. This is hell down here, And then this is heaven up here. Look at the loveliness. And that's really it. That's really it for paintings. It's a bit of a shame, but tough. Don't know why I did that. So that's that. As I said, not got much else planned. What was next? Last month, next month, films and TV. Okay. So the first thing I watched was South Park season 25 episode 4, Back to the Cold War. I don't remember much about it. Let me have a little click through it just to see what the hell this was about. I didn't mean to click on that, you big old dumb. Oh yeah, the bit with the Butters at the yeah, the bit with Butters at the horse race thing was funny, but everything else was crap. I guess it's about this guy who he's kind of missing the Cold War. Maybe if I'd have lived through the Cold War, I might find it slightly not as bad. But anyway, after I watched that, I watched Nosferatu Symphony of Horror, 1922, which recently turned 100, and so that's why I watched it. That's obvious. That's a really good film. One of the most important horror films of all time, so you should definitely go and watch that. Then I watched it In the Mouth of... I've watched a load of stuff. I don't know. Most of these are short films, actually, at the tail end. My parents are arguing. Don't you love it when that happens? Then I watched In the Mouth of Madness, which was a 1994 John Carpenter film, which stars Sam Neill, who is one of the greatest actors of all time. I'd like to have him in one of my films, but he's in his 70s now, and by the time I have enough money to hire him, he probably won't be alive anymore. So unless I get really famous really quickly, that's unlikely to happen. But, you know, I can have my dreams, because he's a very good actor. But that's a great film. I might do a video at some point on that and Possession, the 1981 God, what's the guy's name? Andrzej Zulawski or something like that. That's definitely mispronounced, but Andrzej Zulawski, something. Which are both. He's also in that. Sam Neill, and they're basically the two Lovecraftian Sam Neill films. Basically, In Mouth of Madness feels very similar to it. Except it's just as gory, actually, now I think about it. Yeah, it's just less occasional, but it's more gory. The next one was South Park Season 25, Episode 5, Help, My Teenager Hates Me. This one was really good. As a teenager, I can tell you I am not insulted by it. It is a very good... This is probably the best one in this season. I just liked it. I don't know why. I haven't been airsoft shooting, but I have been paintball shooting once, and so that's another thing I relate to. They're basically the same thing from what I've seen, except rather than paint, you shoot in little things. I don't think I'd ever go airsoft shooting. I think the fun thing about paintball for me is the paint. That's what's fun about it. So I will probably go paintballing again at some point, but I'll never go airsoft. But they're basically the same thing. If this episode is a realistic depiction of airsoft, then they're really the same thing, but with different mediums. And so I'm a teenager, and I've been paintball shooting, which, as I said, is similar to airsoft, and so I related to pretty much everything in that episode. And so it's a very funny episode. And as I said, probably, in my opinion, the best one in the season. The next South Park, Credigreed Weed St. Patrick's Day special. I feel like they kind of gave up for that one. They just like, it's the end of the season, let's just do nothing. Like, it's this literally, what even happened in it? Like, I can honestly barely remember anything about it. So let's see. Yeah, they've got the St. Patrick's Day. Oh yeah, the bit about Butters. Butters is the best part of all of these episodes. I swear to God, he's getting arrested for sexual assault, and that's the best part of the episode. The rest of it is crap. It's just everyone dressed up as leprechauns and selling weed to each other. It's not funny, but Butters is. I mean, I will watch this episode again at some point, simply because Butters is rather frequent. But other parts of it just don't make sense, like St. Patrick, like the actual St. Patrick coming down at the end. What? And Randy getting St. Patrick's Day powers, that doesn't make sense. But I liked Butters in that, but that's a pretty crap episode overall. But yeah, that season of South Park has only got 6 episodes, which I'm sure to the Americans out there is really weird. It feels kind of wrong. And it does for me as well, simply because obviously all the other seasons of South Park have a lot more. But it's kind of normal for me, because British television shows, all the seasons only have 6 episodes. Pretty much. I can probably think of some that don't, but like all comedies, at least, all like sitcoms and sketch shows and comedies have 6 episodes every season or series. Some obviously, like Doctor Who, obviously has many more than that. I think like 40 in a season or something, at least for classic Who. But that was in the 60s, and up to the 80s things were different then. But yeah, so it's not as surprising as me. I mean, obviously it's surprising because it's an American show doing what the British do, but it's not shocking because I'm used to it with British shows. Anyway, next film I watched was Mon Oncle, Jacques Tati, because I was really tired, but I wanted to watch a film, and I didn't want to watch a new film, a film that I hadn't watched before, or a particularly complex film, because I was just tired, and so I wanted to watch a nice calm film, and so naturally I chose a Jacques Tati film. Genuinely, Jacques Tati's films are the loveliest films ever. Like, there's no antagonist, there's no villain, there's nothing bad happens. It's just like 2 hours of happiness. So I suggest anyone, if you're not feeling particularly happy, stick on a Jacques Tati film and you will be happy. Next film, Nosferatu the Vampire, Werner Herzog, 1979, the sequel, stupid, the remake to the first one. Again, I talked about it more in the God, I need to take this off. I just hit myself on it. Sorry about that. It's just, God, it's warm. It's annoying because it was snowing literally earlier today, but now it's warm. This weather does not know what it wants to be. But as I said, I talked about that more in the Film Talk episode 3. So if you want to see me talk about both of them, then go there. And then the rest of these are all short films that I've been watching, because I decided for my 100 greatest films list, which for those of you who don't know is a list I've been working on for at least a year, possibly longer. Well, I've just decided that I am going to allow short films, because I just realised how kind of stupid it is that a short film is a different category. Because, I mean, like, if you think about it, it just feels weird for me that a film that's half an hour long and a film that's an hour long are considered different things, and yet a film that's an hour long and a film that's 3 hours long are the same category. That just doesn't feel right to me, and so I've now decided that there's no such thing as a short film. It's just a short film, but it's not a different category. It's just a film that happens to be short. There are short films, there are average length films, there are long films, there are mental, like, week long films. That one on a boat, I sat through that twice. It was a beautiful journey. No, I'm never gonna watch that ever. I might have it on the background, you know, but I'm not really that interested in a journey of. I don't even know. Is it like a lamp or something? I don't know what it was. What is that film? Longest film. Those are cinematic films. Logistics. That's it. What is it of? A pedometer. Okay. So it's a pedometer. It shows the fair enough. Anyway, so obviously I've included short films, and so I got through some so that I could add them to the list. I haven't watched all short films ever. I'll get around to that. The first one I watched was The Grandmother by David Lynch, which, as you can see, is the only thing here with no link next to it, simply because I cannot find a proper version of it anywhere online. I have one in my computer because it used to be uploaded to YouTube, and so I downloaded it, but it's gone now. And there is one on Facebook, but it's these idiots have put their own stupid soundtrack over the top of it, which, in my eyes, should be illegal, because it's a work of art in itself. You do not have the right to alter it like that anywhere. That is the greatest short film of all time. I kind of wish he'd done a full-length film. I mean, Eraserhead is great, right? But I kind of wish he'd done like a full, like make The Grandmother feature length. That would have been pretty good. Anyway, so that's that. Then Street of Crocodiles by the Key brothers, or Brothers Key. It's not Queer. I know it's spelled Queer, but it's pronounced Key. That's from 1986. That's a stop motion thing. 20 minutes, so you can get through that real quick. Grandmother's 33. Street of Crocodiles is 20. I think 20 something. Yeah, no, 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Exactly. 20 minutes, 30 something seconds, but no one gives a crap about a second. That one is very good as well. Then I watched another I got knocked off some David Lynch, 3 David Lynch films in a row. The Alphabet, 1968. Is probably my second favourite David Lynch short film. Really the short film that kick-started his career, I suppose, or at least his career inside his school. Got him recognised, and so that he could make The Grandmother, which made it so he could make Eraserhead, and then Eraserhead got him well known. And that's that. Next one was Fire Posar, 2015, again David Lynch. Probably my favourite 21st century David Lynch film, or at least David Lynch short film, I should say. And then I watched The 3 R's, which is a 2011 David Lynch film, short film, sorry. And again, it's very good. They're all, I mean, especially those last 3, they're all, I think The 3 R's is only a minute. Yeah, a minute and 42 seconds. And Fire Posar is the longest one at 10 minutes 30. So you can just you can knock those 3 off in 15 minutes. And The Grandmother in half an hour. So 45 minutes to watch all 4 of those short films. Then I watched Hedgehog in the Fog, which is by Yuri Norstein and Francesca Yarbusova. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but boolars to it. From 1975. No one ever credits her, but I'm going to, simply due to the fact that She drew everything. He animated everything. She drew everything, and so I do give her credit in it, even though she isn't the director, because I can do what I want. It's my description. Which is how long? I think that's 17 minutes. 9 minutes. That was very wrong. That one's good. The next one, which so far is actually like their most recent independent film. They've done adverts and stuff since, but 1979, 27 minutes, nearly 28. So pretty much give or take half an hour. From 1979 is their best film so far. The annoying thing is, because for those of you who don't know, which most of you I imagine, apart from all of you who haven't seen that one video talking about it, since 1981, those two have been working on one film, The Overcoat, and it's kind of infuriating because they've been offered help so many times, and yet they just keep refusing it. And so it's like, do you want your film to be completed? Because they could have had it done, like, within a few years of starting it if they'd have simply accepted the help that was offered. I mean, maybe I get back then because obviously they got a lot of crap from the censors. So maybe don't accept any help from the studios back then. But the Soviet Union isn't around anymore. You know, there are some, especially due to that video. I mean, you don't even have to meet face to face with the people who can help you. Like, just think of them, like the millions of people who've seen that video. I think it's probably a million. And just get like one. I don't know what the Russian currency is. Let me see. What is it? Russian ruble. That's it. Get them each to donate a ruble, and you got 1 million rubles. I don't know how much 1 million rubles is. Is that enough money? That might be like 2 pence. 1,000,000 rubles in pounds. £9,215. Ah, that is not as much. Okay, let's see. What's 1 million copy? 1 million pounds. What? So that's so that's 108 million. So if you get if every person who's watched that video, how many people have watched that video? Let me Google this because I want to figure this out, right? I don't know why. It's a waste of time. He's not going to watch this, but still. The overcoat. Oh, it's only 500. So it's 500,000. So let's see. 500,000, right? So even if each one of those people who watched that video donate £2, he will have 108 million rubles to spend on the film to get it finished quickly, to hire help, and not help, help people who have like their own agenda. I mean, people who genuinely want to help just because they've seen the little bits of the film that have been released and they want to see the full film. It's that simple. Everyone who's watched that video, donate £2, get some help in to finish the film, and they'll finish the film. It's like they don't want to finish the film. It's just infuriating. Because from the clips you have seen, it is looking really good. And like, watch Tale of Tales, and it's one of the best animated films of all time. Right? If that was released in America, it would be one of the most fondly remembered films of all time now. But because it's in, Russia, the Americans are all like, oh, we don't like the Russians, they're all communist. It's not going to be remembered as fondly as it deserves to be, and that's really annoying. So yeah, honestly, I'm gonna get like £1 million in like a bag, right, and just barge into their studio and just dump it on the desk. Well, I won't dump it on the desk, that's all they'll be animating, I'll ruin all the work. Dump it just on him, on Yuri Norstein's head, and just be like, take the money and make the film with the money, you stupid person, right? Because I want to see the film. I want to see the film. Yuri Norstein, I want to see the film. I want to see your film. You silly person. So that's that. I've listened to only 3 albums this month. All two of them, all Wings, 2 of them continuing my Paul McCartney journey, and 1 re-listening to an older one just because it's my favourite that I've listened to so far and I wanted to listen to it again. So continuing the mission, I listened to London Town from 1978 and Back to the Egg from 1979. Both quite good. I liked London Town would have gotten a much higher rating if it wasn't for the first 2 songs. The first 2 songs really drag it down. After that, it's really good. Particularly God, what's it all? With a Little Luck. That is probably my favourite Wings song so far. And then just because I wanted to listen to it, I listened to Venus and Mars again, which is the best Wings album so far that I've listened to. No, I've listened to all of them, haven't I? So it is the best Wings album in my humble opinion. And I gave the ratings before, didn't I? I'll give the ratings now. If I can find it. For some reason they've... I can't see the icons down there. It's annoying. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Were you the... Well, you delayed reaction, buddy. Yawn, this is so slow. Can you wake up? London Town, 6.5 out of 10. Back to the Egg, 6.2 out of 10. There. And that's not a subjective rating. That's me combining all of the subjective ratings from the songs to find my actual opinion on the album. Rather than what I think my opinion is. Because it's always better to find out what you actually think about stuff rather than what you think about stuff. Is what I have found. So that's the TV shows and albums. Now it's time for the good old political commentary. Well, I don't know if good old is the exact correct phrase, but nonetheless, here we are on the good old BBC. BBC, that's not what you call it, but it's what I call it, and it's my mouth. So let's see. Putin can jump off a cliff. La 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 la. La 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 la. This is all Ukraine. I've already commented about this. I've already talked about the Oscars. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, what is this? Stop. Aerial video shows fleeing dad killed. This is something I could be interested in. Warning, graphic video. Well, show me the graphic video. Come on, don't tease me. I want to watch the video. Oh, you. Oh. La la la. La la la. What? I'm sorry. Now, maybe I'm like blind, but she isn't black. She's slightly tanned, but that is not black. That is a white lady. Not as white as me, yeah, but I don't get out, and I live in England. This is clearly America or somewhere warm. You can see from the wood piles outside and the fact that this is an open building here that she's sat in. This is a white woman. That's a black woman there. Oh, and this is, yeah, this alopecia, because this has obviously come up because of what Chris Rock said at the Oscars. From what I know, it's basically baldness caused by certain hairstyles which twist the hair so tightly that it actually damages the roots. That's my understanding of it. Now, unless my understanding of it is flawed, which is possible, I will admit that, unless it is flawed, that is not a disorder. That's you being an idiot and pulling your own hair out. There are differences between a disorder, a disease, which some people have described it as. Have these people described it as a disease? Condition. It's not a condition. Not a condition. No, she doesn't have. No, she doesn't have a condition. It's not a condition. It's pulling your hair out. Like, look, you see that? See that? There. You see that there? Can I get a little praise now? I've got that disease? No. Oh, help. I've got trilby. I'm infected by trilby. Oh no, I'm cured. Also, can people stop calling these fedoras? They're not fedoras. Trilbies, fedoras are the things Indiana Jones wears. Black beauty is derived from your hair. Okay, so now they're being racist to themselves. Black beauty is derived from your hair. That is racist. So black people can't be beautiful. You know, like, I mean, I suppose judging by this picture, I'd say yeah, probably not. But I don't much think hair could improve that, personally. And I don't think a lack of hair could make that one any worse. So I don't know. Walk with your head held high. Again, that... Like, what? Well, yeah. I mean, unless you're dead, in which case you can't walk. People don't appreciate how much strength it takes to walk with your head held up. Well, it takes a bit of strength, yeah, because you have to, like, be somewhat... You have to have an amount of strength to walk. These are stupid. This is like... I should come back here, really. Caused through years of wearing heavy hair extensions and using relaxers, which are a chemical straightener often used to relax naturally curly hair. That's not a disorder. That's not a condition. That's you pulling your hair out. Stop putting chemicals in it. It annoys me, people complaining about things they caused. You are the reason you are bald. Stop complaining. It's a pretty good wig for, I mean, you know, I'll go with that. She looks black in that one. Not black, but again, tanned. She could be white. Look, you can see a little bit under there where it's less tanned, and on her arm. This is a white woman. Why is it's not? She's not black. This is a tanned white woman. I've looked like this at points in my life. When I went to Romania for a week, I looked like this. I'm not black. She isn't black. Why are all these people saying they're black? These people aren't black. She isn't black. Look, if that's not white, I'm not white. Like, to show off black culture. Yeah, this is a little newsflash. Not only black people have hair, white people have. Look, this isn't a wig. Look, this is real. I'm not black. These people seem to be thinking I'm black. I'm rather worried about them. I think they need some of these. I got these for a reason. I used to think white people were black as well, but then I got these. You need to get yourself some. I look like her. I don't have any hair. I don't know about that. I wouldn't say that and that look the same. They're both quite difficult to look at. I'll give you that. I mean that is more pleasant. For the younger generation, there's so much pressure, especially around social media, to look perfect. Well, why is this about the disease then, and not social media? Make this about social media then. I agree with you there. It annoys me when people are mostly stupid and then there's one factual statement in the entire article. Just because a person sitting next to you has hair doesn't make you any less beautiful. Well, yeah, because I have hair. Well done. Jesus. Babysitter jailed for murdering child's parents. Oh, this is an interesting one. Let's read this. Yeah. Personally, I would. If I had kids, I wouldn't really let him. So that's a parent's fault. What the hell is? Oh, it's him. I see. Right. Is there a particular... Okay then. David and Victoria Beckham's London home burgled. Good. We're done with BBC News. Let's go onto the BBC News channel. God, I just breathed in a lot of my snot. Right. La 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 la. Blah blah. Uh-oh, they're going on a black hair as well. I don't care. Thank you very much. Yeah, show off his bald head. Good on you, BBC. Putin chose war. Yeah, on the old man's. Even though he didn't come up with those words, probably doesn't even know what he's saying. He's just been told to say them. But nonetheless, I agree with what he said. Oh God, are they still going on about George Floyd? It's been 2 years. Oh no, one man died. Like, why? I don't. I've never. Even when it happened, I didn't understand it. Like, it's one guy. Do you know how many people have been killed by the police in like the history of the world? Even just in the 21st century, it's hundreds of people. Why are you focusing on this one guy, especially who was actually committing a crime? Like, you couldn't pick someone who was murdered by the police who was actually innocent. You have to try and defend someone who was robbing. Oh my God. Like Daniel Shaver, for example. He's someone who was completely literally minding his own business and was killed by the police. Oh wait, no, that wouldn't work, would it? I wonder why. I wonder why he hasn't been defended by the media. I wonder why. What? Could it be because he was white? I don't know. That might be a reason, mightn't it? Who's Vladimir Putin? He looks like my cousin. He actually looks like my cousin, though. Where's that picture of him? Let me get that picture of him. Pause. No, can't find it. Fine. He literally looks like my cousin there. That's mental. Ukraine. Football, I think. Ukraine. Islam. Wonderful. We definitely need them involved. Ukraine. Pakistan. India. Ukraine. Are war crimes being committed in Russia? Are war crimes being committed by Russia in Ukraine? I don't know. Why are they so stupid? Yes, there are. What a stupid question. Like, Yes, war crimes are being. I mean, the fact that there's a war to start with is a crime, but aside from that, there are other things going on. Anyway, Ukraine, 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 the police killing people again. Ukraine, 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 Ukraine. Crabs. Ah, this will be good. Look at him. Look at the little crabby wab. Look at the little crabby wab. Oh, yay, crabby wab. Yay, 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 yay. Yay, no one cares about human. Crabby one, look at the crab. Squiddy witty, crabby wabby. Crabby, yay. Fishy, fishy, wishy, yeah. Ooh, yoo, yoo, yoo. I love the natural world. Ukraine, cricket, Ukraine, 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 Ukraine. I'm not calling you a crane, by the way, but you are a crane. Did you hear that? Ukraine, Ukraine, Ukraine. Ukraine, Ukraine, Ukraine. What the hell is this? Never even heard of this. Right, Ukraine, 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 Ukraine. Aha, more underwater stuff. Yay! Look at the underwater shippy. Oh, look at it. Look at the little boat. Yay! Oh, it's a classic pirate ship as well. Wow. Look at that. Ain't it wonderful? Yeah. Ukraine, 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 Ukraine. Dolly Parton. Ukraine, 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 Ukraine. Why are black women more likely to miscarry than white women? Something to do with biology? Perhaps? Or is it them being stupid like it is with their hair? As a woman who had 3 miscarriages, the third also killed me. Why? How are you able to comment then? I'm suspicious of that one. Football, Ukraine, 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 Ukraine. Feminism, Ukraine, 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 Ukraine. Ukraine, Ukraine. Ukraine, Ukraine. Let it go. Singing Ukrainian girl, safe in Poland. Start bombing Poland, Vladimir. They're singing, they're doing Frozen, bomb it. I take everything I said about the war back. They're singing Frozen, kill them all. Ukraine, Ukraine. Detained in Iran. So that's the Muslims again. Ukraine, Japan, Ukraine, Muslims, Ukraine, people on the internet being idiots, Ukraine, Big Ben's all new. I like this. I like the blue. A lot of people didn't like the blue, and I don't think I liked the blue at the start, but now I do. Can I get a good shot of it, please? I like the blue. Yeah, I think it makes it look more interesting, personally. I get the black. It was there for a long time. It was kind of iconic, but it's meant to be blue. It was originally blue. It was when it was originally built, it was blue, and I like it. I mean, look at it. I love Big Ben. Ukraine, 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 Ukraine. What the hell is that? I'm sorry, what did I just see? What is that? What is it? Jesus Christ. Let me say to everyone, that creature there does not represent all of England. There are handsome people too. That was a joke. Ukraine, Finland. Breakdancing changed my life. Can you make it end your life, please? Ukraine. William and Kate, who don't care about. Ukraine. Chinese plane crash. Probably had something to do with Ukraine. Ukraine. Is this the woman who was kidnapped by the Muslims? Probably. Ukraine. And Ukraine and Ukraine and Ukraine. Oh no, that's COVID. They're still going on about COVID. It's still a thing, according to the BBC. Muslims, William and Kate, Ukraine. Whoever that is, Ukraine. Australian flood. Ukraine. COVID. Ukraine. Oh no, that's Israel. Yep, Israel. So the Muslims, Ukraine, COVID, Ukraine. What is this? Ukraine, Australian guy, Ukraine. Lockdown parties, Muslims, Ukraine. And there's a big thing in India burning. Apparently, that's. Let me refresh it, see if they've added anything new. They haven't. That's that then. That's the BBC. Now, CNN website. Ukraine, China, Ukraine, North Korea. The guy going on a trip. Oscars, Will Smith. Feminism. Hubble. Hubble? They're talking about Hubble. The most distant star ever. 28 billion light years away. OMFG. 28 billion light years away. Star and millions of times brighter. It is the farthest detection of a star yet. 900 million miles after the Big Bang, astronomers have nicknamed the star experi-MENTAL, derived from an old English word that means morning star or rising light. A study detailing the findings published Wednesday in the journal Nature. This observation breaks a record set by Hubble in 2018 when it observed a star that existed when the universe was around 4 billion years old. Experi-MENTAL is so distant that the starlight has taken 12.9 billion years to reach us. This observation of Experi-MENTAL could help astronomers to investigate the early years of the universe. As we peer into the as we peer into the cosmos, we look back in time. So this extreme high resolution observations allow us to understand the building blocks of some of the very first galaxies. End quote. Said study co-author Victoria Strait, a postdoctoral researcher at the Cosmic Dawn Center in Copenhagen, in a statement. Open quote. When the light that we see from Experi-MENTAL was emitted, the universe was less than a billion years old, only 6% of its current age. At that time it was 4 billion light years away from the proto-Milky Way, but during the almost 13 billion years it took the light to reach us, the universe has expanded so that it is now a staggering 28 billion light years away. Hello Digby! Thank you, it is a nice hat, isn't it? I've always been really annoyed how the internet has made trilbies uncool. I mean, I'm not saying they're particularly cool, but look at the design. It's just such a nice design for a hat. And I honestly, I don't know what annoys me more. The fact that people keep calling them fedoras when they're not fedoras. Or the fact that the internet has made them uncool. I don't know which one annoys me more, but they both annoy me very much. Anyway, let's carry on with the astronomy ASMR. The stars we see in the night sky all exist in our own Milky Way galaxy. Incredibly powerful telescopes that can only see individual stars within the closest galaxies, but distant galaxies less like a blur of light blended with the billions of stars they can see. This illustration shows how a massive galaxy cluster focuses and magnifies the light from a background galaxy. But gravitational lensing, which was predicted by Albert Einstein, allows for deeper gazing into the distant universe. They mention James Bond? James Bond? James Webb. James Bond. God, I'm spitting all over this microphone. I apologise to you, microphone, for being spat on. What is your favourite type of hat? I don't know. Probably a wider brimmed one. I'll show you my favourite hat that I own at the moment. Actually, I'll show you my 2 favourite hats that I own at the moment. So this is one of my favourites. Sort of a grey, sort of felt feeling kind of one. Which was actually belonged to my uncle. And then this one, which I got on holiday recently. I went on a boat, which I also really like. I think this one might be a fedora, but I don't know. It looks like a fedora, but I really like that one. But those are my two favourites. You want to be a professional hat collector? You don't need to be a professional to be a hat collector, mate. I mean, I've considered doing a video where I show off my entire hat collection. I just haven't got around to doing it yet. I will at some point. But I've got quite a hat collection. You just need to start. You don't need to be a professional. I don't think there is such thing as a professional hat collector. Because a professional involves it's like a job, and I don't think that can be your job. I'll just put these back, and then I'll come back and continue what I was saying. So yeah, you don't need to be a professional. Just start collecting hats, and eventually you'll have a hat collection. I mean, I suppose one hat is technically still a hat collection. Anyways, this is all stuff about Hubble. That's pretty cool. Why did that happen? Is that a breaking news? Did it just interrupt me? Is this something CNN does? Does CNN just interrupt you? I'm not having that. See, this is what I wanted to... What is this? He's launching a shit. Singer and rapper. Can you imagine that rapping? Jesus. Like, can you imagine what noise it makes? I mean, Jesus. Oh. Oh, Jesus. I felt like I was constantly being told through TV and magazines that my body wasn't good enough. And in order to be considered acceptable, I had to inflict some sort of pain upon it. No, going on a walk every now and again isn't painful. It's actually quite enjoyable. But having, by the looks of things, never experienced walking, never, even less so a jog, I imagine you probably won't want to. A spectrum where everyone is included. I think there's a point where you'd need more, I don't even know what I'm saying. What? See, that's not... Oh my god. What is that one? Is that allowed on you? Am I allowed to show that? I think I'm gonna kill myself later today. Oh, Jesus. Ugh. Oh, I mean, of course, Demi Lovato has partnered with it. She's the money whore there is. I decided to take on the challenge of allowing women to feel unapologetically good about themselves again. You know, I think you'll probably feel better about yourself if you, rather than thinking this is, because this is not normal. I would just like to make that known. This is not a normal way to... I can't even look at it. I can't do it. Jesus. No. No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. shooter. That's CNN, the website for you. There's a lot of other stuff in here, but honestly, I honestly, I don't care. And CNN. Ukraine. 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 Ukraine, 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 Why some people still believe the earth is flat? Because they watch you. Let's see the dislike ratio on this. Yeah, you see, that's the problem. The I'll get this. I'll watch this later. They didn't seem to take into account the fact that most of their audience is stupid enough to actually believe that. Anyway, Ukraine, Ukraine, Ukraine. Oh, she has 3 words for Will Smith. Damn, I had 5. She's beating me by 2. I wonder what they are. I wonder if they're gonna put them in the description, or do I have to watch the stupid bloody video? Anyway, Academy strongly considered removing Will Smith from Oscars. Well, strongly considering isn't good enough. You have to do it. You idiot. Queen pays tribute to late husband in first public appearance. I hate to break this to you, America, but she's actually made a few public appearances before. This isn't her first. Like, she's been the queen for over 60 years, 70 in fact, I think now. Yeah. Jesus. Let's see if they've uploaded anything. The CNN will have. They don't stop uploading. You see? Oh my god. Wait. Have they deleted it or have they changed the thumbnail? Look, they've uploaded 3 videos since. Not since we started it, but Christ, at least 2 since we started this video. This one they might have just added just before I started. No one cares. They upload too often. They need to stop uploading. Anyway, that's that. After that, answering any questions. So I keep forgetting to ask you this. So if you're still there, Digby, if you can ask any questions that you want answering, and I'll answer them. I'll just have a little dance here while you think of the questions if you're still there. Okay, you're obviously not even. I mean, just in case you didn't catch that,